Hey everyone, it's Dr. Detroit here. The doctor is in, and welcome back to our F1 2021 full season playthrough. Today, it's the United States Grand Prix at Circuit of the Americas. It's going to be really fun because, well, let's just go ahead and show you what we got going on here in the standings. So, we received our 13th win for the year. 13th! And we won in Japan, which was the only bright side of racing in Japan last week, or last time that we were doing this. But we have a commanding lead ahead of Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. There's an outside chance that we could take the championship by the time we hit Mexico or Brazil. I'm not fully sure yet. I'm not fully certain. But we are definitely getting down to it, because look at this. We have just 6 races remaining, and we are just on a hot streak with this car. I mean, this car has just been so crazy. Over here in our internal combustion engines and stuff like that, you'll see that our internal combustion engine is at 50%, so we're getting up there. But I think we may have to change the motor, at least for a little bit of time, because we still have this fresh motor to work off of. In the kinetic and heat area, they're still relatively good. Energy store is starting to show a little bit of wear, and then the turbocharger also will need some help as well. But that still has some stuff on it. And then of course we have the control units right here, which of course we're running with the older control unit right now to save up on the other control unit. Gearboxes, we are just about set to change, which means we will not have to serve a penalty or anything like that. But you know what I'm thinking? I am thinking for this race, you know what? I'm thinking of taking a 5th engine, because here's the problem we have. Look at how much wear this engine, this ICE has. See, it results in a reduction of power. We're going to some really big tracks. Now, if we put a new motor in here, that means we take a grid penalty now, which means it's probably going to be a 9 grid spot penalty. But remember, we're going to Circuit of the Americas, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to get the grid penalty for that. As for the turbocharger, we're going to hold off on that, I think. Because even though that's at 42%, see, I don't want to do the grid penalties back to back if we can help it, because this track is a lot of fun. So I think what we are going to do is that we're going to go ahead, we're going to get the new engine, and then with this, yeah, we'll stick with the turbocharger that we have currently, and we'll just go from there. However, this is also a very special video too, because, you know, this little Alpine has been so fantastic this season. We've turned it from a mid-pack car into a front-running car. But as you know, we are going to do an F1 2023 season when this season wraps up. I've been doing some testing, and, well, this is the part of the video where I'm really excited to announce where we're going to race in our F1 23 full season playthrough. And rather than just say it, why don't I just show it? So here it is, everybody. The ride reveal for my F1 2023 full season mode. Yep, that's right, everybody. I'm heading to Ferrari for the F1 23 season. That is going to be a lot of fun. I had several talks with different teams. I even had talks with Alpine. But Ferrari kind of enticed me after I won at Spa on Gran Turismo 7 in the daily race there in one of their own cars, and so they started talking to me after that. I am sad to say goodbye to the Alpine team, but at the same time, I'm glad to, roll forward and, go to a a great team like Ferrari, a very historic team. So for the final 6 races of the year, we are going to make sure that we go out on top with this Alpine. We might not be able to get the Constructors' title because Mercedes seems to have that sewn up. I think they had that sewn up since race number 1. But to get a Drivers' Championship with Alpine, that is the goal, and I think we can achieve it. So let's go ahead and advance it. We get the undernose tuning vanes, which is good, which means it'll give us a little more downforce too.
Our new parts have completed without issue. They'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
All right. Well, let's make these 6 races count. So I'm going to go qualify the Alpine, and I'll meet you guys on the grid momentarily to begin the United States Grand Prix.
Welcome once again then to the United States Grand Prix here in the magnificent city of Austin. It was here in 2018 that Kimi Räikkönen delighted the world by winning for the first time in 114 races. There's always a record to be broken, so what, I wonder, is in store for us today? We're racing today then in Travis County, Texas, around the 20 corners of the wonderful Circuit of the Americas. We'll be reaching speeds of around 200 miles an hour, and there are plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the 2 DRS zones into turn 1 and the very long back straight into turn 12. Anthony Davidson joins me again for the race today. Let's talk about the Scientist. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Perez, the Scientist, and Sainz, Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso, Vettel, and Antonio Giovinazzi, Stroll, Russell, Mick Schumacher, and Norris, Latifi, Mazepin, Pierre Gasly, and Kimi Räikkönen. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Verstappen and Yuki Tsunoda. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but treat it like any other race. Don't take unnecessary risks.
Oh, we won't. Obviously, you saw there we had to take the grid penalty because we went ahead and we threw in a fresh engine, and we didn't really get much of a grid penalty. Only 5 places, so that's okay. That would mean when we go to change the turbo, that'll be 5 grid spots, I think, as well. But obviously, as you saw via the times, we would have had the pole. And I guess now's the time, or I should say the best time, for other drivers to take grid penalties as well. It's just ours was not as harsh as some others were. Alright, so this is definitely going to be a 2-stop race. You can see that there are 2 different strategies here, but what's kind of interesting, though, is the fact that we're all stopping at the same time, except some people are taking hards, and then some people are taking mediums. You know, let's see. It's almost the same exact. It's almost the same exact time to pit, but maybe we could go ahead and go with the alternate strategy this time and have some fun with it, because I know how good this car can be on the hard tires. Imagine that, the hard tires being good for once. Anyway, 28 laps are going to make up the running. We're starting way back here in 6th, but that's okay because we got a really decent car. Actually, I should say we got a really awesome car. In practice, the thing was really good. Anyway, let's get on to the formation lap.
Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
That's fine. They'll be nice and warm, guys. Now, I know that we have the Mercedes Duo up at the front there, but that's okay. That is okay, because we knew that we were going to take this grid penalty. We knew we needed the newer engine. But now, here comes the best part. The best part is we still have a turbo and engine available to us, which we will use probably when we get to the final 3 races, because we want the freshest stuff we can get come Abu Dhabi. I mean, even if we get the championship, you know, a little bit ahead of time, I still want to get a good finish for these guys and also win for the Alpine. Because obviously, there in third is going to be our teammate for next year, Charles Leclerc. And, you know, like I said, it's going to be bittersweet to leave these Alpine guys behind, but at the same time, you know, we just have to, you know, you just have to move on sometimes.
No threat of rain for the time being. Conditions looking good.
Alright, so good, no rain. In fact, there was a little bit of rain in free practice 1, but we didn't really need to worry about that. We did do some research, I mean, we did do the R&D programs, so, you know, we'll see if we can't get some late upgrades to this car and see what it can do. Anyway, this is going to be a lot of fun. 28 laps will make up the running, and I can't think of any other way to say this, but this is my home, well, this isn't my home track, but this is, you know, here in my home country. So let's see if we can get a victory here, as the AI now takes over. And we don't have to get the lead by lap 1, but knowing how good our engine was, we more than likely should get to the lead here pretty quick, but we'll see. But doing the 2 stints of softs and then going to the hards, that should be quite interesting. So here we are, we're lining up here in the 5th position. Just wait for everybody to get gridded up.
Be patient and watch for the lights.
Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun, everybody. Let's see what we can do, and let's see if we can come from middle of the top 10 to the race lead. Here we go. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it's go, go, go! Oh my God! Look at the run we got. Look at the giant run that we got there, and now we're going to be able to actually maybe even stop the Silver Arrows from getting into turn 1. Sergio Perez goes around Lewis Hamilton. We just bonsai'd Lewis Hamilton. Right now I think Lewis Hamilton is going, no, Michael. Well, now we're up to 3rd because we got a great start on that. So pleased with it. So now we're up into the 3rd position. See if we can use a little bit of overtake here to try and see if we can take the lead early, but I think we're just going to have to be right here. We may have to use the DRS, but we shall see. We have a little bit better engine. Well, we have a much better engine, but use a little bit of overtake here. Just to keep in step with Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas. Ooh, tried to come up to the inside there, but Perez cut us off. So we can't really do anything there. Plus, it is the 1st lap, but we really want to get up there as fast as we can. But that was a good launch. I was really impressed by it. Whoops. Went a little bit off course there. But yeah, this track is super huge. I mean, this track is a lot of fun to drive. IndyCar came here at one time. And also, this track also played host to the World Endurance Championship and IMSA as well. Alright, let's see if we can make some headway here. We're going to see if we can come up to the inside of Sergio Perez, make a big pass on him, but is he going to do the undercut? Yes, he is, because I overshot the corner just a little bit. But we could possibly get him down here. Let's see if we can get him. No, we can't. Yes, we can. No, we can't. Yes, we can. No, we can't. God damn it. Perez, make up your mind. Alright. You know, I have a big stupid grin on my face since we were able to announce the news of us heading over to Ferrari, because now I can actually talk about that. But also because I'm also wanting to enjoy every little bit of this car while we still can, because this Alpine has just been so amazing this year. So right now, Valtteri Bottas has got a 2.5 second lead ahead of us as we got a yellow flag.
Green flag.
Something went wrong back there, but we keep getting these yellow flags. I'm not sure what's going on, but that's okay, because now that we... Oh!
Information on the Red Bull driver. Right, some information on Hamilton. They've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
Lewis Hamilton is out of the United States GP! Holy cow! And they said some information about the Red Bull. Excuse me, Lewis Hamilton's with the Mercedes, not the Red Bull. But that is big. Oh my goodness, that may...
DRS is being enabled this lap. We
Wow.
can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead.
That may have ended Lewis Hamilton's title hopes. Because if he is out of the race, that is big. I wonder what happened. We'll have to look at the replay and see what happened there. But now this means that now there cannot be a double Mercedes podium. So now we'll see if we can get an Alpine up there at the front, as currently we have about a 2-second deficit on Valtteri Bottas. So he probably changed a bunch of stuff on his car. As we make our way through the hairpin, now let's see if we can use a little bit more of our overtake here. And right now we are just not close enough to Valtteri Bottas to use any DRS, so we're just going to have to use a little bit of strategy here, because I think what's going to happen is that we're going to have to just hope for the pit stops and just hope for the best. But you can see we actually have gone purple in Sector 2. Now to see if we can catch up and pass Bottas, but also get the fastest lap back. Keep that streak going. But man, I want to go back. I want to watch that back. So when we get done with this race, we will definitely have to go back and see what the hell happened to Lewis Hamilton, because that was interesting. I wonder if he like blew a motor or whatever. Hey, we got the fastest lap back. Awesome. So now let's just be right here, and let's not do anything foolish. But we are closing the gap on Valtteri Bottas, minus the use of the DRS. But this is actually pretty cool, because I'm also starting to wonder too, you know, will somebody like Valtteri Bottas have to worry about his engine going south?
Okay, try to overtake him.
Okay, you just heard my team. They're giving me the thumbs up. Lando Norris is out of the session. Oh my goodness, more cars are falling out. So Lewis Hamilton and Lando Norris are out of the Grand Prix. Unfortunately, though, we don't have enough to get into the DRS, so we're just going to have to use some overtake here, and then just kind of try to stay in line with Valtteri Bottas. As we make our way through the corner here. NASCAR also comes here to Circuit of the Americas. They used it for the Truck Series, and I believe the Xfinity Series also came here too. And one of those years, it poured like mad. Man, those Mercedes can really lay the power down better than we can. But I know that it's because we didn't really do too many upgrades to the powertrain early on. We focused most of our attention on the aero because the car was just so goddamn tight at the beginning of the year. But now we got a little DRS action going on here. But I don't know if there's anything that we can do with it, but we can try and bonsai him here going into turn 1. Yeah, no. Every time that happens, it's always your fault. Even though these stupid AI come down on you. So we'll try that again. Or maybe we just won't push the issue. Let's see. Here we go. Into turn 1. Down to the inside. And he cuts us right off. I mean, that would be a penalty. There's another yellow flag. I think that is for the stricken car of Lando Norris. So he's not going to be much of So that's not going to be a pain, but now we've closed the gap big time here on Botas. Alright, that would have been a corner cut right there, but you know, this thing's got quite a bit of downforce on it. Now, this could be the perfect opportunity for us to literally try and get around him. Let's see what happens. On to this we go. We're going to have the DRS. Let's see what happens. Oh, we got plenty of time here. Are we going to get past Valtteri Bottas before the turn? He's going to go defensive. We're going to go to the outside. Oh, he had to really hit the brake there. But look at that. Bottas goes to the goes to the outside, and he hits us. We hit him. But is he going to give it up? I think he will. So put us into the race lead of the United States GP. And that comes on lap 5. Crazy, isn't it? So now that puts us in the race lead, but he's going to have the DRS. But now he'll have the DRS, but there's nothing that he can do about that. And we are approaching the pit window, so let's just see what we can do here and just hold him off and hold off the rest of the people. So we currently lead. Bottas is second, Perez is third, fourth is Leclerc, and fifth is Sainz. And those two are teammates as we get bonsai'd there by Valtteri Bottas because the game decided to slow us down, but Bottas couldn't do anything.
Be careful, we think you're going to start losing some tire grip around now.
Yeah, no crap, Sherlock. Alright, now coming down this area, he is going to have some DRS, but we will have our own DRS in the form of overtake. Because he's not using it, but you can see that he's not really closing the gap too much. But even then, he's not going to have anything for us. And of course, you know, the laps here take a long time. Like a minute 37. We were doing a minute 35s in the actual qualifying procedure and stuff like that. But right now we're just trying to get through this, and we're just trying to do what we can do. I mean, if this is the case, we may end up taking a grid penalty at Mexico to get a new turbo or something. I'm not fully sure what we might do there. But we're currently working lap 7 of 28. But I think we chose the right track to do an engine upgrade on, or to change the engines on, because with a good engine like this, it is insane to keep this. I mean, it's just insane the power we had. Now, I didn't take a new engine at Singapore or Japan, mainly because I knew that those were tracks that I knew that we couldn't do very well at. Of course, you know, at Singapore we won in impressive fashion and all that, as now Valtteri Bottas has closed the gap again. But think of it this way, everybody. As it stands right now, we now have to be really careful here, as now Valtteri Bottas is going to go to the outside. He's going to have the DRS. So now he goes back to the race lead, but we'll have the advantage here because we have the inside. We overdrove it a little bit, but not quite. So he's not going to get it. Like, he does have the DRS, but as we know, the Mercedes are not good downforce-wise. But as you can see, we have garnered a almost 7-second lead ahead of Sergio Perez, with just me and Valtteri Bottas. Now, what's interesting, though, is that when we go to F1 23, Bottas will be out of the Mercedes, and he'll be driving in the Alfa Romeo Sauber. So,
In this lap, push now.
alright, so we're going to be coming in this time by to put on another set of softs, and we will see what we can do with these. Now the big question will be, when does Nico Rosberg, or not Nico Rosberg, good lord, when does Bottas come in? because if Bottas stays out one more lap, then that will mean that he will have the race lead for a while. But if we come in now, then we can get off these soft tires, go to the other softs, and then we'll be okay for a little bit of time. Now, right here, this is where we're going to need to really be defensive, because I really want to keep this lead. So here we go, into the corner, now down the back straightaway. He'll have the DRS, but we have the overtake. So let's see what happens here. Is he going to try something? He's going to try and go up the inside. That is not going to be a good way to go.
Come on, you can win that place back.
Oh man, I'll tell you one thing. The crew absolutely wants us to keep that position. So there we go. Now we got the position back on Valtteri Bottas and put us back into the race lead right there. But obviously we are coming back to pit road, or actually we are coming to pit road this time by. If he comes in at the exact same time, this is going to be hilarious. But let's see how this goes. Looks like he's falling back a little bit. And now here we go. We're coming to pit road this time. Here into the pits we must go. So now he'll take over the race lead.
Check your...
Oh my god. That's bad. I thought the car was going to be overtaken right there, so let's just go ahead and do a flashback to right about here. So that way we can do this again. Car got super tight. There goes Bottas around us, but that's okay, because we're coming to pit road now. Into the pits we must go. So we're the first of the leaders to come to pit road. Bottas will take off. And it looks like we might be the only ones coming in. Nope, Leclerc's coming in behind us. So so off go the softs, in come the new softs. Oh, we almost ran over our new pit crew over there. But that was a pretty good stop. That was a pretty decent stop right there.
Okay, you only have to stop once now. One stop left.
Alright, so we got just one stop remaining. And put us back in the 7th position, right there with Antonio Giovinazzi, who must have some sort of big engine upgrade or something, because my goodness, for him to be right up there, that is just impressive. Now, the next question is, when does Bottas come to pit road? Because obviously we will take the lead back once we get to him. We also gotta keep an eye on these guys up ahead of us. We're not going to use any of our overtake right now, just because I think we can just get them on raw speed right now. And plus, we don't really need to use it, since the rest of these guys up here, including my teammate Alonso, who is currently 5th, is going to be coming in here pretty soon. Which that's the other thing, too, I'm sad about, is because Fernando Alonso and I are jumping ship from Alpine. He's going to Aston Martin, and I'll be going to Ferrari. So it's gonna be a bittersweet time for the two of us. Actually, Fernando has been very unhappy with the way things have been here at Alpine, but you know, I don't blame him. I don't blame him one bit, because I figured that the stuff would be fine for us, but you know, who knows. Anyway, Fernando's in the pits.
Fernando's in for his stop.
All right. So now we're slowly moving our way back up, put us into the 4th position. There's Sebastian Vettel, who we won't be seeing in the other game, unfortunately, because he will be retired in Formula 1 competition. See if we can get past him, because I can't have him holding me up. So Bottas is way ahead, but it seems like that he is really stretching the strategy a little bit, and we did corner cut there, I know. But we need to get around Vettel somehow. So maybe we'll do it here with the DRS. So here we go, we're going to be right up against him. We'll have the DRS going in. Use a bit of our overtake. There's nothing that he can do.
Nice work, that brings you up a place.
So now put us into the 3rd position, as Sergio Perez and Bottas still have yet to come to pit road.
Car in front is 6.8 seconds.
Well, not for long. Not for long. So now these two will have to come to pit road here. And it looks like Bottas has yet to come to pit road, which is really strange. I'm wondering if he's doing like a 2-tire stop, or, I mean, not a 2-tire stop. I'm wondering if he's doing like the 1-stop or something. I mean, that's going to be very tricky. We got the fastest lap again.
That's a new fastest lap of the race.
Nice. Right now, this engine is feeling so good. Like, let's go ahead and do this. See if we can see, like, what our wear levels are. As you can see, they're not too bad. The control unit, I think we're going to have to change that at... I think we're going to have to change that possibly in Mexico, because 46%, that's a little bit concerning, as well as the turbo. Or, I don't know. The gearbox we can for sure use, we can for sure use a change on that, and then we won't have to worry about, you know, anything there. But yeah, most likely the turbo and the control units are going to be the next things to replace on this car. But now we slowly close the gap a little bit. We've closed the gap on Perez to about 3.3 seconds, and we've closed the gap on Valtteri Bottas to 13 seconds. But again, these two need to stop. These two absolutely need to stop, and we can also get the max points possible. So when are they going to make their stops? I think I see that Bottas has come to pit road, but it's hard to see if... Nope, he hasn't. I think the AI are shooting themselves in the foot right now. Well, either way, we've now hit lap 12 of 28, so we still got plenty of time, plus one more pit stop to go. Somebody just came to pit road. I wasn't sure who that was, but now put Antonio Giovinazzi to 5th place. We won't be seeing him in F1 23. In fact, I believe he'll be replaced by whoever is driving the other car. In fact, I don't even know who we're going to have over there for the most part. I know some of the drivers, but there will be some others whose names I have a hard time pronouncing. But anyway, here we are. We are now closing the gap on Perez. Let's see if we can get past him with a little bit of help in the DRS. We do not have the DRS this time by. Guess we were just a little bit too far away. I wonder if Perez and Bottas are on an alternate strategy. I mean, the only thing in the strategy was to basically go, 2 pit stops, but it might be something different. Who knows? But right now, Perez is just holding us up. So we need to get around him as quick as possible, so we will just go underneath here. Thank you very much. And there we go. Up to 2nd place with now a 10.5, almost an 11-second deficit on Valtteri Bottas, as now he comes to pit road. Alright, now, the next question is, when does he come out? Or, actually better yet, how far out is he going to be? We're going to use some of our overtake here, and just try to get a big margin. As big a margin as we can. Because also Perez came to pit road as well. So let's just see how far ahead we can get. Looks like Bottas will be about 8 seconds behind us. But he's also... Oh! He's gone to the mediums. Now, this is where things are going to get a little bit interesting. Because if he went to the mediums, I'm wondering if he was just going to do the 1-stop. And try to do a 1-stop race. That'll mean he'll be a lot slower, because once we get out there on the harder tires and stuff, we should be okay. That's probably not the best strategy. Because if he's trying to do the 1-stop, then he's going to have to look after those mediums a lot. This might screw him. We'll see. But right now, Bottas is currently 2nd, Vettel is 3rd, Giovinazzi is 4th, and Leclerc is 5th. It looks like, it's hard to tell, but it looks like many of the drivers have already come in for their pit stops, but this could be a good day for Giovinazzi. Like, he could find himself in the points. We'll see how the rest of this race plays out. Because we still got about, 15 laps to go. Vettel comes to pit road now, so that'll put him down. But now we'll have to see where this puts Perez and some others. Because also Giovinazzi is on pit road. So that puts Sainz back up there. Ricciardo is now up there, which is cool. So right now it's just kind of a little cruising bit here. And there's tons and tons of track space ahead of us, so we're not going to be catching any lap cars, at least not for a long time. Which gives us an opportunity to just kind of cruise a little bit here. Just, cruise but maintain the gap. We don't have to worry too much about anything. We make our way through the corners, nice and hard through here. Nice and easy through there. By the way, I don't know if you guys caught that or not, but when we come back around, you'll see that big old tower. That one right there. That, you can actually go up a huge flight of stairs and get a huge view of the track. Like, I think it's like 100 and something stories high, I think. And also, there's 2 concert venues that are actually here at the track. So therefore, you get to see some pretty cool acts. Like acts like Taylor Swift.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the hards.
Elton John have performed here. Bon Jovi. Others have performed here at Circuit of the Americas, which is really cool. But now we're going to be approaching our next pit window, which means that this will more than likely give Bottas the race lead. But here's the big thing, though. If he's truly on, like, the one-stop strat, then it'll be pretty easy to catch him once the hard tires, get worked in. Plus, we are a little bit quicker at this point. Also, you can see there that we now are up to 100%, but you can see that our overtake is draining, even though we are, not using it right now. I think that's actually where the TC control comes in. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna have to see what we decide to do. But I think we might take the penalties again, but this time at Mexico City, which is a track I've never driven on. I've driven on its old version, but I've never driven on the newer version. But we did something similar to this when we went to the Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort, and we won that race. So there's a good chance that we could easily take the grid penalty, and then we'll be okay. Nice and easy through the corners here, and also nice right here. This part of the track is pretty easy, but it's then this part here that gets really bad because look at this. It goes wide, wide, tighter, 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 tightest, even tighter. I mean, it just filters out, and you know what? We're gonna need a little bit of front wing, I think. You know what? Let's go ahead and up the front wing just up one notch. That we could even go all the way up, but I don't know if I want to do that. And let's go ahead and add it all the way anyway, just to see what happens. Let's get a full race update.
You're in first position, front of the pack. Bottas behind. The gap to the car behind is 13.6 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Your pit window opens next lap. 13 laps to go.
Alright, 13 laps to go now. And let's also get a weather update.
No rain expected. No rain expected for the time being. Dries seem like the fastest tire at the moment.
Dries seem like the fastest tire. Well, if there's no rain, then yeah, there you go. Good lord. So yeah, the next lap we'll come into pit, we will get a front wing adjustment to kind of help us out a little bit in those hard areas. And speaking of hard, we will be going to the hards.
Tire condition is still looking good.
Well, that's good. So,
We're boxing this lap. Give us the best in-lap you can.
alright. So we gotta use a good in-lap here, so that way we can get the hards put on. And then once the hards are on, we are done with, you know, pit strategy. And then we'll have to see where we come out. Because most likely we will end up giving up that deficit, or giving up those 14 seconds back to Bottas. But it shouldn't harm us too much. So let's go ahead and use some of that DRS down here to kind of see if we can add a little bit more to that deficit. Nothing too much being added, but I guess it'll be shown here on the back portion of the track. There we go. But yeah, I kind of feel like the car needs a little bit of help, and that's a corner cuts for the first time in this. But I can definitely tell that our tires are worn out, and I think a front wing adjustment is what this car needs. So we'll have them turn in some front wing, just like how they do in IndyCar. So here we come to pit road for our final pit stop of the day. And it will come with just 10 laps to go. Nice and easy into here. And into pit road we must go. Alright, now let's keep an eye on the deficit here. So Bottas is going to pass us, but now we gotta see how far we go back. So here we go. Off come the softs, on go the hards. The adjustment was made, 2.6 seconds. Oh, this is going to be good. I don't think we're going to lose too much track time to Valtteri Bottas, because there he goes.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
So we now have new hard tires, which will take a little bit to get going here, but look at this. We have just a 4.5 second deficit, make that 5 second deficit, to Valtteri Bottas. That's pretty good. But now we're on the harder tire, which you might think is the slower tire, but because Bottas is on, you know, on the mediums, they're basically going to get worn out here. So now we just have to chase down Valtteri Bottas and see if we can get him a nice little pass. But there will be some other drivers that are going to be coming in. Like you can see that Perez also has medium tires as well, but I don't know if he's on the same strategy as Bottas, even though they are not teammates. So to be perfectly honest here, we don't need to push the car too much, but we also need to push it enough that we can catch up to Bottas. But it will take a few laps because we need to let our tires, you know, get worked in a little bit better. But we could win in our own backyard. Now, in terms of the championship, I don't think we can claim it this early at Circuit of the Americas. We do know that Lewis Hamilton is mathematically going to be out of it. But Bottas will be the one that's going to carry the banner for the Mercedes team. But the gap is now 3.6 seconds behind to Bottas. Sainz is third. Oh, wait a minute. Some of the cars are now coming to pit road, so Fernando's now in the pits.
Fernando's in the pits.
Thank you. So, now the big question is, what's going to happen here for these guys that decided to change their strategy to the medium tires? This one's going to be interesting, as I see a couple of teams have decided to go to the alt strategy of going on to the hards. At least I thought I saw somebody. Well, let's just continue to chase down Bottas with these newer, harder tires, and you can see that we can actually gain about almost 3/10 on him down this back straightaway. So he's probably right now just screaming, "Please bring me in, please!" But then he's going to get himself screwed. So I think his win is going to go away pretty quickly. And not only that, too, remember, we did put on the hard tires. And we also added some more front wing, which means that this car should now just grip the track like it's nobody's business. The gap is now 2.7 seconds behind Bottas. We're slowly closing the gap, and we just have to be nice and careful here. Don't need to push the car too hard, because we know that he's on the older tires. The crowd was reacting weirdly there. I'm not sure what was going on. But here we go. We now have just about 9 to go. Actually, 9 laps to go in this race. Just gotta be really careful and concentrate here in this part of the track. Nice and easy through those corners. Let's see what the gap is now. The gap is now down to just 2.1 seconds between us, so still too far away to use DRS. And right now, as it stands in the standings, or at least here, so currently we have Valtteri Bottas as the race leader. We are second. Sergio Perez is third. Fourth belongs to Charles Leclerc for right now, and fifth is Sebastian Vettel. There's Bottas in front of us. Ooh, car got a little bit tail happy there, but that's okay. That's okay, because I know that the rear end can be a little bit wonky sometimes, but right now we're doing really good with what we got so far. But now the gap is down to 1.3 seconds.
Ahead, but be aware that these tires need to last till the end of the race.
Yes, I know, buddy. I know. The tires will be fine. They're hard for crying out loud. Yeah, see, look at that. We were able to hold that a little bit better, which is good news. Now let's try to get through up into this area. I don't think we're going to be close enough yet to have the DRS be used, but we'll go ahead and use a little bit of overtake to try and close the gap here. Yeah, we're way too far away. Ooh, had to really jam on the brakes there, but let's see. We're now within a second of him, but we don't have the DRS. So we only have our overtake, so we used a little bit there. So now the gap is down to just 7/10, make that 6/10 of a second. Ooh, wow. Had to be really careful there. Because if I had pushed that a little too far, we would have gone right into him. So now let's be a little patient here, and we can get him coming up here, because as you can see, we now closed the gap, and the big question is he going to try and stay out? And if so, he's going to get swallowed up by everybody else. If he comes in now, then he pretty much has shot himself. So this is probably one of the coolest races around, because Mercedes have shot themselves in the foot. But here we go. We're going to have the DRS now. I don't think there's anything we can do with it. Yeah, we're just a little too far back. Let's see what happens here. I may have to just bail, but wait! Oh, we go right into the inside, and we push up the track a little bit.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
Oh, Valtteri Bottas is right next to us, but he's going to relinquish the lead to us. Look at that. Wow, that was a very, very weird pass, but now he's going to try it on the outside. I don't think he can get anything done. And we are getting a warning because it's Mercedes, so anytime you touch them, even though it might be their fault, we're getting a warning for a collision with him. So I'm not sure why that is or where the collision was, but now we're in the race lead. Now, let's kick in the afterburners and try to get away from him as best we can. He is going to have the DRS, but we're going to go down here to break the draft, or to break the toe, as it were, but also protect that inside. Yeah, look at us. We have a little bit better acceleration on these tires, but also we have a little bit better stuff when it comes to our engine. Whoa, a little bit loosey-goosey there. So now we'll just keep an eye on Bottas and Perez and see what happens with them. Looks like we are coming up to some lap traffic finally. I believe this is going to be Mazepin that we're going to be catching up to. Or it could be Mick Schumacher. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell sometimes, but more than likely it's going to be Mazepin. Which, by the way, too, Mazepin is not in F1 2023. But I'm sure that somebody will probably make a mod to put the Goatspin, or Mazaspin, or things I can't say in this country because they mean something totally different in other countries. Let's see. Yeah, that's Mazepin. So yeah, we'll catch him here in the back chute. So yeah, he's gonna have to pull over. He's gonna have to pull over because now he's getting the blue flag, so what this will mean now is that when we get close enough to him, he's going to have to just pull over, like he is now. He just let off of the gas, but is it enough? Certainly is, so he goes one lap down, as per tradition, I guess. But now he's going to be a bit of a pain to what's his name? Bottas. So now we're leading the way, and right now, after some of those pit stops, it's currently us leading. Bottas is second, Perez third, Leclerc fourth, and Sebastian Vettel fifth. This will be really good for them, that's for sure. Now it looks like we're going to be catching up to either George Russell or Nicholas Latifi, because I can see that blue dot down there, and it's possible that we could be catching up to Latifi, I think. Ooh, had a little issue there trying to get through. But yeah, our gearbox is really gonna need some changing.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
That's fine, because it's about 4 laps to go now before we end this race. And it's gonna be huge because we are absolutely just... We haven't led flag to flag, but we've definitely shown the power of this car. Excuse me. Sorry for that sneeze, everybody. See what we can do here as we continue to wind down the laps. Had a little issue there. Nice and easy through the corners. Now we'll come back around to the line, and we're getting closer to that other car that's straight ahead of us, but that's okay. But I'll tell you, Valtteri Bottas has closed the gap slightly because we made that little error, but there's really not much he can do at this point. I mean, I'm surprised that he's even able to keep up with those worn mediums. I mean, he's still gonna get a podium, but at least now it's not going to be a double Mercedes podium. Instead, it looks like it could be an Alpine, Mercedes, and Red Bull up there. That'd be just fine. And oh yeah, we gotta check the highlights reel to see what happened to Lewis Hamilton, because either he was crashed out or he had an engine let go. And if it's an engine that let go, then we know that he will take a grid penalty at Mexico. But we'll just see when we take a look at the highlights. So right now we're almost done with this race. We're approaching the end, and I'll tell you, some of these races are definitely the longer ones in this, because I can tell up there on my little recorder indicator that we've already gone 48 minutes into this recording, not counting the intro. Oh, that front wing adjustment really helped, because we took it from a 9 up to an 11, And you saw how well we could actually hold the corners there, which is pretty cool. Whoa, easy does it through there.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
That's fine because we just got 3 laps to go, which is really, really awesome. I tell you, to win in an international Grand Prix, as we see Nicholas Latifi is the next one that's going to go a lap down, you know, is just an amazing feeling. But when you win in your home Grand Prix or on your homeland, there is just an excellent feeling. You know, it's such a good feeling to know that, you know, you become part of history. So I think right now I don't think we're going to catch up to those other lapped cars unless something weird happens. But all we gotta do is just keep our nose clean. I'm sure the city of Austin, Texas here is going to be very happy to not have Lewis Hamilton or anybody with a Mercedes badge in Victory Lane, but to have somebody with an Alpine badge in Victory Lane. And who knows, maybe when we come back for F1 23, we could put a Ferrari back up at the top. Because that could be big. That could be really big if we can put Ferrari back up on top. But here we go, 2 laps of racing to go. And so far we've opened the gap on Valtteri Bottas. Those tires are really starting to harm him. But I'll tell you, every time that we've taken the hard tires, we have come out on top. Because, you know, the thing is that you may think, yeah, the medium tires are probably a better way to go. Why would you do that? Or actually, why would you take the hards over the mediums? Well, the mediums wear out faster than the hards. And once the hards start wearing out a little bit, especially in this game anyway, they tend to be like the medium tires. They tend to act like, you know, you have mediums on, despite the fact that you have hards. And I will say, I'll make a decision before we get to Mexico City on if we are going to take another grid penalty there or wait till Brazil. I mean, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and take the grid penalty this early, so that way we are okay. Because I know that the other stuff, I know we have an engine and a turbo ready to go for the remainder of the series, but maybe we just need to do a little something to get a little bit more of an advantage, but we'll see. Anyway, coming out of the final corner, we're going to be coming to the white flag presented by Ally Bank, and we're not going to be catching up to any of those suckers.
Got 2 laps of fuel left. This is your
there we go.
Final lap of the race.
Yep, this is the final lap, everybody. 28 long laps where we were able to keep this car as clean as we could, and this thing has just been so amazing. And this win will feel a little bit more special because not only is this, you know, the day that we defeated the Silver Arrows again, but it's also the day that only one Silver Arrow will finish on the podium, as we have a Red Bull Honda, I think it is, that's going to be on that podium as well. Now we're going to be catching up to a little bit of the lap traffic ahead of us, but I don't think there's going to be anything that we can do with that. Looks like it's going to be Mick Schumacher that could go a lap down, but that's alright. I don't think we're going to catch him in enough time. We head down the final back straightaway for the final time, and just keep it nice and easy through here. We got the fastest lap award already in our possession, thanks to that fast lap that we did earlier in the race. But this is going to be huge. This will also mean that this will be win number 14 for us for the year. Here we go, coming out of the final couple of corners. We're moving to Ferrari next game, but we're going to put the Alpine back in victory lane one more time. We win at Circuit of the Americas in the United States. Unbelievable.
Superb driving. That's the race win.
Unbelievable. From back in 6th to 1st, Pierre Gasly got driver of the day. Way to go to them. Way to go to the AlphaTauris.
They take the checkered flag here in Austin after what has been another fabulous Grand Prix. So, Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions, and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today, and the results speak for themselves.
They certainly do.
As today's winners make their way up the podium steps, the folks at Alpine have shown once again what it takes to build a successful Formula One team. A well-deserved win for them.
Alright, spray the champagne. That's a ton of second places there you got, Bottas. How about Sergio Perez? Good job on the third. There he is. Far right. That was great. That was superb.
The scientist increases their championship lead. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I'll probably go for Pierre Gasly. The team did a good job with the strategy to put him in amongst the pack, but it's the driver's job to capitalise on those opportunities, and he did so with a lot of skill.
Let's move on to the constructors. It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
A double points day for the Alpine. Yeah! That's just awesome. Alright, let's go to the replay, and let's see what we can see here with Lewis Hamilton. So let's see. Here he is. Alright, let's speed this up a little bit. Okay, so first things first. Alright, so let's see what happened here. So first things first, there goes Sergio Perez around him, and then watch, you're gonna see this blue flash come out of nowhere. There we go, passing him. Tell you, he actually looked pretty good. Oh my god, he tried to make that move to the inside, but it just wouldn't work. So now let's see. This is probably where he had the issues. So let's go on board. See if we can hear anything. Let's see. Let's speed it up a little bit here. To about the point where he had an issue. Wow, look at that. Okay, let's listen. Okay, nothing bad here. Oh, something gave way. Oh, did you see that? Yeah, something blew up. Let's see if anything came out of the back. See, did any smoke come out the back? It just looks like something just died. Yeah, something blew. But the video is inconclusive as to what exactly caused that. Wow. So anyway, that's good for him that he retired. But what happened to Lando Norris? Let's see if we can find out what happened here. Because then all of a sudden he DNFs. Okay, let's see what happens here. So he's trying to get around... So he got around Verstappen. Let's get on board with him. There he is, trying to get around Mazepin. What the hell? Okay, let's listen. Wait a minute. Did I just see a puff of smoke? Let's watch. I thought there was a... Oh! Was that what I thought it was? Let's see. Let's watch the RPM. Yeah, something blew on both Hamilton and that particular car. Wow. Let's take a look at the standings and see where we sit. A 92-point lead ahead of Valtteri Bottas, and we still cannot claim the title just yet. In the constructors' standings, we did gain a little bit on Mercedes, but yeah, we don't. It's Mercedes that'll get the constructors' title, unfortunately. But great work, a double points day for our team. Get in there. That was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. You had a lot of fans out there today. Does the pressure get to you when you're back home? How do you feel these grid penalties are affecting the sport? You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled. It looks like you've invested heavily in the development of new parts. Great. Well, that's everything.
Alright, so with that being said, our next race will be the Mexico GP. And I'll see you guys next time. Until then, make sure you leave a like and a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Until then, take care.